to my channel. Today I will be discussing and demonstrating how to propagate the Ponytail Palm. I must admit I wasn't planning to record this video, but I accidentally broke two offsets while trying to rotate the pot. So I will be propagating them now and showing you how it's done in two easy ways. The Ponytail palm, despite its name and palm-like appearance, is not a true palm and should be cared for more like succulents or cacti. It is also known as the elephant foot tree thanks to its swollen lower trunk resembling an elephant's foot. The Ponytail palm is beloved for its stunning looks and minimal requirements. Its bulbous trunk stores water, giving it a unique bottle-like shape that can reach impressive heights of over 10 feet indoors. The long, slender leaves are dark green and can grow up to 3 feet long, forming a graceful rosette at the top of the trunk. This plant is quite easy to care for, but if you would like a more in-depth guide on its requirements, feel free to check out my other video about Ponytail palm care tips. I'll leave a link in the description below. Now let's start with the propagation process. There are few methods. The first one is propagating from seeds. However, since ponytail palms are very slow growers, starting from seeds is a lengthy process, so I won't be covering it in this video. The second method is the easiest, fastest and nearly 100% successful. It is done by division of already grown ponytail palms. Dividing the trunks of a ponytail palm during repotting is a common and effective method of propagation. This method is relatively easy and can result in new plants that are almost guaranteed to grow successfully, as long as each divided portion has its own roots. By separating the trunks and planting them in individual pots, you can quickly increase your plant collection. The third and most common way of propagation is from offset cuttings or pups. A pup is a small offset or new growth that develops at the base of a mature plant. In the case of the ponytail palm, pups are smaller versions of the adult plant and can eventually grow into full-sized plants if given the opportunity. Pups typically develop their own root system as they grow, eventually forming their own independent plants. So I have two pups that need to be propagated. I will do this in two different ways, one in perlite and one in soil. Let me explain and show you. To start the process, you will need clean, sharp scissors or a knife. Look for an offset that has already formed stems. If the offset is very small, you should wait until it grows to at least 4 inches in length and forms a stem. You cannot propagate from just the leaves. Cut the offset closer to the base to have more material for propagation. In my case, I don't have much choice as they are broken. Next, take your cutting and remove leaves from the bottom to make the stem clean. This step encourages the development of roots along the stem. It's important to let your cutting dry out for a day or two so the wound has a chance to heal. This will prevent rotting. Place it in a warm and dry location. I will propagate the first pup in perlite. You can also place it in water. I choose perlite because it will give the plant stability and has the same benefits as water. Before use, wash the perlite to be wet because it's easier to work with and safer. When dry, it spreads very fine dust, so keep in mind to wear a mask. It's very important to choose a pot with drainage holes so that the water can drain out easily. Fill the pot with wet perlite and create a hole for the stem. Carefully place the plant in the center and gently press it to secure. When rooting in perlite, you should keep it moist. Check it frequently, and if the top inch feels dry, thoroughly water it. The roots should appear in a month or two, so be patient. It is a slow-growing plant. If the perlite becomes dirty or starts to mold, you can wash it or change it. Once the roots have developed, you can transfer it into soil. I will be propagating the second broken stem in a soil mix. Ponytail palms thrive in fast-draining succulent or cacti potting mix. I prefer to mix my own potting soil because it allows me to tailor the mix to the specific needs of the plant. For this stem, I will use a blend of 50% cactus mix and 50% perlite. This mix provides excellent drainage, which is crucial for ponytail palms, as they are prone to root rot if the soil remains too wet. The cactus mix supplies some nutrients and organic matter, while the perlite helps aerate the soil and prevent compaction. The process is the same. Remove the lower leaves from the pop to expose a clean stem and fill the pot with the soil mix. I will be applying rooting hormone to this stem to encourage faster root development, but it's not necessary. The cutting will also root without it. Place the cutting in the center of the pot and gently press it down to secure it. After planting, water the cutting thoroughly, ensuring that excess water drains out completely. Place the cutting in a warm and bright position. Always check the soil moisture level before watering. If the top inch of the soil feels dry, then water it. Make sure to water thoroughly until it drains out completely. It's important not to let the plant sit in standing water, as this can lead to rot. It's normal for newly planted cuttings to take some time to root, so be patient and monitor the plant's progress. I don't recommend fertilizing in the first 5 to 6 months until the roots are well established, as fertilizer may burn them. If you want to provide nutrients without risking harm, you can try using homemade organic recipes. If you are interested, you can watch my other video about homemade organic fertilizer, which would be suitable in this case. I'll leave a link in the description below. In today's video, I want to show you the results after 1.5 months. I'll share how they are doing, which propagation method worked better, and what I did during the rooting period. As you can see, they both have new leaves, which means they are doing fine and have continued growing even after being separated from their mother. There are few bottom leaves that have dried out, which is quite normal for ponytail palms, so you can cut them off. So let's start with the positioning and light requirements. The one I propagated in perlite is placed 1.5 meters away from southwest facing window, so it gets direct sun for at least 4 hours a day. The other one I planted in the soil mix is located on a west facing window and receives around 5 hours of direct sunlight each day. I keep both of them in a higher position where my 2 cats cannot reach them. Cats love to nibble on the leaves of ponytail palms, but due to the sharp texture of the leaves, they might get hurt. While the plant is non-toxic, I suggest keeping it out of reach of pets for their safety. When it comes to watering, I water them both at the same time, once per week. It's important to mention that each time I soak them for about 15 minutes to ensure the entire medium in the pot gets wet. Then I let all the excess water drain out before returning them to their decorative pots. However, as the temperatures are getting higher, I think I will have to water them twice per week. The temperature in the room is around 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and I keep the balcony door open for air circulation, which helps the soil dry faster. So I suggest frequently checking the soil to see if it's drying out quickly. Now let's check the roots. This is the offset planted in the soil mix, where I also added rooting hormone. As you can see, the roots have grown a lot. Honestly, I didn't expect this much growth in just a month. The roots are even coming out of the drainage holes, which means there are many. So this is no longer just an offset, it's already a plant. Since it's already in a soil mix, I won't be touching it. I'll keep it in the same pot for now. Let's check the roots of the other stem that was in Perlite. I didn't add rooting hormone to this stem, so you can see it can be propagated without it. The roots are beautiful, clean and healthy. I will now replace the perlite with a soil mixture. At this stage, you can transfer it into soil because it has developed a complete root system with many large and small roots. As you can see, the roots are perfectly formed and ready to be planted. For planting, I will use a mix of 80% cactus mix and 20% perlite, and won't change the pot size for now. Add a small amount of the mixture into the pot, then add the plant and more soil. Gently press with fingers to distribute the soil evenly, but avoid pressing too hard to prevent damaging the roots. I advise you to wash the roots before planting to make them more elastic and harder to break. Once you have added enough soil, give your Ponytail Palm a good amount of water. Soaking is the best option, as I already mentioned. Add more of the mixture to fill the holes that may show up after watering. Drain out the excess water and return the plant to its place, keeping the same routine of watering. You can start fertilizing after a few months, but start with a very small amount and gradually increase to half of the prescribed dosage. So, in conclusion, propagating the Ponytail Palm from offsets has proven to be highly successful using both methods. Whether you choose to propagate in perlite or soil mix, you can be confident that your efforts will likely yield positive results. So don't worry too much about which method to use. Both are equally effective. I hope I have covered all the information for now, but if you have any questions or comments, I'll be happy to answer. Feel free to leave a comment below. If you like my content, please support my channel by clicking on the subscribe button or joining my community for only 99 cents per month. Thanks for watching.